Tony, that's about as good as you can draw it up pitching-wise, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the plan was Russell, Causey, and then Combs. And, the one thing about what we kind of had Friday, Saturday is Beam kind of, you as a coach want to know what you're getting. And AJ, as high as everyone is on him in our clubhouse and now probably some of you guys, you don't know what you're going to get. And the one thing is he's able to strike some guys out. Where's that pitch count going to land? So Causey deserves to start on the weekend, but he's a great teammate, willing to take the ball in any situation. And Combs is a guy we trust at the end of the game. So that was the plan. But, yeah, it worked out better, and part of it was good defense and good offense to help those guys too.
You mentioned the excitement with AJ in the clubhouse. What have you seen evolution-wise with this stuff?
He's put on weight. That's a big thing. Last year I don't think he was as durable as he wanted to be or we wanted him to be. But also as a freshman too, just kind of the natural progression of the off-speed increasingly getting better, able to slow the game down a little bit, although I think he's pretty special in the mentality category, and physically getting stronger. I mean, Coach Q is responsible for a lot of things, whether it be oppo home runs or him getting in the position that he is to throw the ball the way he did tonight.
What about the other AJ? What was he doing so well, and especially bouncing back from that triple he gave up?
Yeah, it was tough because, I mean, it was a breaking point there. We were either going to give Russell one more hitter or not, and you want the guy to leave the game confident, and it's February. We're hoping to play deep into the spring, and so we go to our guy who a lot of our hitters claim is the toughest guy or the toughest look when you're at the plate, and all night he was really good except for one pitch. I mean, that pitch was middle according to Peebs, our catcher. So the rest of it was honestly just him being himself. And I don't know that he's ever been thrown in that type of situation in this environment, in that situation where the fire was burning hot coming out of the bullpen. I thought he handled it incredibly well. Just you make a mistake to a good team and a good hitter, they'll make you pay.
I was going to say that high leverage, what gave you the confidence to use him in that spot?
Again, I think if you were just to map out who deserves or who could be a weekend starter for you, I think he's one of those guys in the conversation for the coaches, the pitchers, and also definitely the hitters, because they just feel like it's clearly a different look. But most guys that throw from down there don't throw quite as hard. But also the kid, when you and I were growing up, or at least when I was growing up, I should say, a dog was a bad thing. Like a dog was a lazy guy and things like that. And now a dog is a warrior and a guy you trust and a guy who's competitive. And whether it's in the weight room, it could just be stretching. He's got some dog in him, not just according to me, but to some of his teammates too, in a good way. Kind of the Michael Jackson bad thing. Or never, shouldn't have said that name. Don't.
Billy Emmett looked really good, hit the ball hard tonight. What did you see from him?
Yeah, it's good to see him wearing our orange. He's really strong and really physical. And again, Q was kind of teasing him the other day. The way he looks in the uniform is the same. Looks like a big leaguer, but he's kind of worked hard to reshape his body, or those guys do that bod pod. It tells you everything you want to know. And he's in as good a shape as I think he's ever been in his life. And I think it's not only helping his swing, but he's got a pro career in front of him, and I think he's really running the bases well and playing defense well too. So hitting is why he's known. But I think what's great is the other attributes or other parts of his game have really gotten strong as well.
What did you think when AJ made that double play there in the seventh?
It was great because he was so close to making that one catch, and then it just took kind of an awkward bounce. And you could talk about breaks or luck in a game, and Coach Anderson's always quick to point out, as long as he's been coaching, I'm not saying he's old, but he's been coaching a long time, he's always seen the guys who work hard and are a good teammate and do the things you're supposed to just tend to get breaks. And, that could be considered luck or a break or anything like that. But I think a guy or a player who does what he does is going to find himself getting some breaks.
Two more guys. What you think about Cannon behind the plate and kind of what behind your decision, I guess, to roll him tonight?
Yeah, I think we've got, you saw Bargo, and Stone certainly can swing the bat as well. But the three guys that we trust behind the plate defensively are the two guys that got us to Omaha last year, and Charlie Taylor and Cal Stark. And they did it defensively and with presence and leadership, competitive at-bats. But I think what Peebles gives us is not only a switch hitter look and a lefty compared to those guys, but he's really talented offensively, and he's fighting hard to shake that reputation of offensive catcher. And it's changing. It's literally changing every day. You saw a drastic change in the fall, but right now there's incremental improvement too. So we trust him in any situation, and same goes for those other two guys.
How much have you seen him grow defensively back there behind the plate?
It just looks different. I mean, that's kind of a hard thing to say. And Coach Elander puts those guys through the meat grinder in the fall, so I think that's why it looked so different. Nashville was our second fall game. The attendance was incredible. It was a fun environment. But I think literally the number one thing we said we liked about it was the fact that Peebles looked so good behind the plate. Because early in the fall, he did not, just to be frank.